you this evening are asked to book Sami Zayn winning either the Universal or WWE Championship.
I thought you were going to say Intercontinental, and I'm like, well, that already happened. I can't do that again. Okay, Sami Zayn. Oh, that would have been so much easier when he was the ska fun loving.
Now here's the thing. I'll give you a condition, okay?
Okay.
And you're open to do whatever you want. For people who have listened before, I've given Fridge a little bit of flack for using the Royal Rumble or the Money in the Bank contract. But you know what? Fine. New day, not the people, but new day for this podcast. We are episode 101. We may bring that back, but the only thing I will say is you could choose either run. You could choose him as the fun-loving ska, or you could choose him as the heel. Whatever you want.
Okay.
That's the beauty of I Book It Better. It's up to you booking it.
It's up to me. There's so many scenarios.
The world is your oyster.
Exactly.
He's currently the IC champion. Do I go crazy and Ultimate Warrior double strap him? I gotta figure out, because Sammy's currently dealing with Daniel Bryan, right?
Ish.
Like, oh, how do I get? He is. So that means.
So basically how they got there was the 3-on-1. Strowman was the Intercontinental Champion for a hot cup of coffee, and they beat him. Sami Zayn got to be the Intercontinental Championship. He got to be the Intercontinental Champion. Imagine that. Imagine if he pinned Braun Strowman and just transformed into the belt. Imagine. That'd be crazy. But, so that's what happened. And then Daniel Bryan went with Drew Gulak and was like, hey, you got to make me better. And then they had some tag team matches against that Artist Collective thing. And I think they're kind of in a feud with him. Yeah, right? Ish.
Okay. So how do we get from the Artist Collective to the top? Sami Zayn does not drop the Intercontinental title. Sami Zayn does a Kevin Nash style bow out to Hulk Hogan, and he gives Shinsuke Nakamura back the Intercontinental title in a fake match where Sammy's just like, oh no, oh look, I got to wrestle Shinsuke. Finger poke. 1, 2, 3. Shinsuke Nakamura is the new Intercontinental Champion. That then starts to build Sammy's weekly promos where he is, the Artist Collective needs a little bit on the trophy shelf. Why are we all just fawning over one piece of gold when there's so much out there? So this proceeds to set up a scenario in which his mission is to get everyone gold, and Sammy gets the big belt. So how I would plot this out, I would give so Sammy's very smart. Sammy's like, okay, if I'm going to climb a ladder that I need to fight these really big dudes that I really don't have a shot against, I need to find a way to protect myself. I have the Arts Collective, but that's not necessarily enough. So what do? The next week, or how many weeks it takes, they trap Riddick Moss in a corner. They basically get him trapped in a locker room, and they beat him up. Because at this point, Riddick Moss is still the 24/7 champion in my mind, because that's the only thing he's good for. So they beat him up. Cesaro now is the 24/7 champion, not Sammy. And there's a reason for that, because Cesaro is a bruiser. So if someone comes for the belt, they're just dead. But Sammy needs that. Sammy needs Cesaro to be a hot target. And there's a reason why. So Shinsuke's got the IC title. Cesaro has a 24/7 title. Oh no, goldless Sammy. What does Sammy do? Every week he does what Sammy did to Braun Strowman. He calls out. Now, we're going to use Drew McIntyre. I don't want it to be Drew McIntyre, but it's going to be Drew McIntyre. He calls out Drew McIntyre week after week, basically saying, you're not a real champ. You didn't want it in front of a crowd. It's not real. You're a poser. I'm surrounded by champions. I know what real champions look like, and you're not it. And he's not. And he's not doing this for no reason. He's goading Drew. He's attacking Drew based on his pure foundation of why he won this belt. Oh, like your 11-year journey, you wrestled in front of nobody and beat a has-been. Why do we care of you being the face of the company? You're just a brute who's got one good kick. You also know who has one good kick? This guy right here. So eventually that angers the WWE champion to the point where he comes out and he's debonair and he cuts these amazing promos and he wrestles Cesaro that night because it's funny and he does the 1, 2, 3, claymores him. But what this sets up is the earworm doesn't leave, because the whole time that match is going on, Sammy's out there with a microphone shit talking Drew McIntyre. Every match that Drew McIntyre has, the Artist Collective comes out and shit talks Drew McIntyre. Every match. So while Drew is trying to focus and be involved in what he's doing, he's got this little gnat in his fucking ear that won't leave him alone. He's just like this little piece of shit. So it's just like, fine, Sammy, you go on about gold. I'm going to take all the gold away from you. In one night, I'm going to challenge Shinsuke Nakamura for the Intercontinental title, Cesaro for the 24/7 title, and because I want to shut your ass up, you can have a WWE Championship match. And then Sammy goes, all in one night. Yeah, all in one night. Perfect, done. See you there. See you Sunday. And then he bounces. So then what happens is the first match between him and Shinsuke Nakamura. Shinsuke Nakamura is not actively trying to win that match. Shinsuke Nakamura is using his skill, his years in Japan, to slowly chop away at Drew McIntyre. His intention is not to win this entire match. Like, wait, Fridge, his IC title's on the line. Why would he not try to win? Because he's going to get himself disqualified after he's beat Drew McIntyre up enough. And what this does, and here's a little fun bit, what this does is as soon as Drew McIntyre wins the match by disqualification, Cesaro comes out and they immediately start the 24/7 championship match. And then but since it's anything goes, Shinsuke's still in the ring and they are double teaming the crap out of Drew McIntyre. Like boom, 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 boom. Drew McIntyre gets his shots in, but all in all, they beat the man down, and lo and behold, 1, 2, 3, Cesaro retains the 24/7 championship, and Drew McIntyre is laying dead in the middle of the ring. Now you think, oh, Sammy's going to come out. Sami Zayn does not come out. They move on to the rest of the night. We interview They interview Drew McIntyre backstage. This can happen at whatever pay-per-view. For the sake of speed of this storytelling, I'm kind of like removing timelines, just giving you the main story bits. So later on the night, they interview Drew backstage. He's like, I'm beat up. I literally just had the best strong style wrestler in the world just purposely destroy me for 2 minutes only to kick me in my balls. So I can see Sammy's plan. Sammy's plan was to get me hurt for his match tonight. Well, no matter what happens, I'm still going to beat Sami Zayn. And everyone's like, okay, wow. And it's like, you know what? Maybe he will pull it out. He got a DQ victory. He got pinned, but he basically got jumped. So it doesn't matter. And then we get to the main event, and this battered, taped up Drew McIntyre comes out. And he's standing in the middle of the ring. Sami Zayn's doing his giddy little bop. He's like, ooh, I'm gonna beat you. I'm gonna beat you, you big strong guy. And then the match happens. It's a match. It's a match that happens. Now, it's a match that happens. Of course it happens. As the match is happening is what I meant to say. As the match is happening, obviously Sammy's in a bad way, because even a hurt Drew McIntyre is a lot scarier than the Sami Zayn, just to be honest. So that's when the big surprise comes in. There is a reason why Cesaro is the 24/7 champion. It's distraction. So you have Cesaro stand at the end of the ramp and hold up the 24 championship belt with a second referee there and goes, "Come and get it," and pointing to the back. And then a sea of people come out and Cesaro heads right for the ring. And he gets in the middle of the ring, and then all of a sudden 10, 15 wrestlers just show up in the middle of the ring, and there's confusion. And Shinsuke Nakamura low blows Drew McIntyre in the confusion. And then Cesaro gets the confusion out of the ring. He runs into the WWE universe, as they like to say. And then you have this very hurt Drew McIntyre just getting up to a corner like, God damn it. And then haluva kick. And then backs up, haluva kick. And then backs up, haluva kick. 1, 2, 3. Sami Zayn, by propping up his stablemates and using them as pawns in his game, has become the WWE champion. And before I go, I do this off the top of the dome, Blampier. Come see me.